We are now continuing with our interviews, and the lady to my right, Dimitra, is the founder of Little Popup in Berlin. She curates many things and has a very interesting background, but to that we come a bit later. First of all, very welcome, great to have you on board, great to have you here. Just so that the audience understands, you've been helping Pitti to curate The Nest, which is basically a special exhibition area to promote young talent, so to speak. I think we can talk about that in a minute, but first of all let's talk a bit about Little Popup, which is based in Berlin, Germany, and what do you do exactly?
I started this almost 5 years ago, and it started with creating pop-up stores, and it has developed into something going with research and also with the brands. It has developed into something more going into exhibitions, going everywhere actually. It doesn't have a place. It was started as a store, as a pop-up store, yes, but it has developed a little bit flexibly, flying around everywhere.
Okay.
So
I have to interrupt you there. So you started with, designing pop-up stores. So how did that work? Did you approach a brand and say, I could do that for you? Or was that really entirely your idea and business? You decided what would be in this pop-up store? Or how did it work?
It worked in many ways.
I see.
It didn't work only in one. So in some cases the brands were approaching me. I had many cases that brands were approaching me, and
yes,
I set up a pop-up store.
Yes.
Or there was a specific concept that they wanted
yes,
me to do for magazines or for brands, as I said. Sorry. But then again, it has also been like this, that I have also curated the brands.
I see. Okay. Yes. And that could happen in Berlin or in Munich or in Paris.
Yes.
So it's really, you are operating on an international kind of scale.
Yes.
That's very interesting. Coming back to what we do here at Pitti Bimbo, The Nest. So how did that come into being? Did they approach you? What's the background?
Yes, they approached me, and I think this has been one of the very beautiful projects that has taken place. And I'm very proud for it, for the whole selection of the brands. They are very special. We speak about really high quality of materials, very good productions, businesses that are just starting, or they are quite strong, I would say, because they have really nice designs and prints, and I can say this has turned up really beautifully.
Okay, and did you, in order to, because obviously I can imagine there are many brands or young labels and young designers who would like to be part of The Nest, did you have quite a stringent set of parameters which these young companies had to fulfill in order to really have a objective, as far as that is possible, process?
Yes, we have been selective in this point. I have done specifically a research, and together with Pitti Bimbo we agreed on the brands. They also gave their okay, of course. It's a selective project, it's a collective project, I'm sorry. So at this point I have to say that it has been the brands have been carefully selected. There was not just all brands, because they have to have something to speak about. They have to have their special story.
Yes.
Important that they have.
Give us an example.
For example, some speak about their materials, about their productions, about localizing markets, and about generally had really nice prints, have very beautiful stories, each one of them.
So it's very much focused on the creative side,
yes,
and the production side of these brands. It's not necessarily how they then start to market themselves, because there you can choose a very sophisticated way as well. At this stage it's really about the material they produce and the quality of the design.
Yes.
Okay, and you have roughly 15, and they are from different countries. So which countries are kind of represented?
From Germany, of course.
Yeah, okay.
From Berlin, from Hamburg. We have also from Israel, Greece, from Bulgaria, from Hamburg, from Switzerland.
Oh dear, so
it's a very good selection from all over, and each brand is very beautiful. They have a really nice story. We have handmade knits from grandmothers, from mothers also. We have really beautiful stories to share.
And 15 brands. How did you find them? Because obviously there are so many out there. I was talking earlier to John Richmond, and the question really is, we all know that children's fashion is a very demanding industry. It's not an easy one, and due to many reasons. But still, you see, when you go to trade fairs, not only Pitti, but other trade fairs in Europe or even in Germany, you see lots of young labels coming up with very energetic and enthusiastic people behind it. So there's a big number. How did you come to your selection of 15?
This was the number we had agreed from the beginning.
Okay.
That we will present for this fair 15 brands.
Yes.
So this was a pre-spoken number.
Yes.
But obviously it was good to start like this. I do not know how we will continue. This is always something.
Yeah. But you put your finger up in the wind and said, let's see what kind of labels are out there, and I will look at them and approach them.
It was a lot of research.
Yeah. How did you research it?
That's my specialty.
Okay, we don't need to go into trade secrets here. Okay, so you are obviously quite well versed about the children's fashion industry. You know what's happening and where.
Looking very much what's going on.
Yes.
Really non-stop searching and looking for brands and reading what they do, their stories. And
So if there is someone watching us right now and thinking about establishing a new brand, how should he or she go about it? Should they look at, first of all, the trade fairs and approach trade fairs and see whether they can, come into the selection process? Or
I think this is extremely important because it's the way that the mechanism can start rolling for them. They need, in order to continue to have some orders and to start producing.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's very difficult. If you go out there alone, it's a bit difficult. So I think in a trade fair you are protected, and that's also what the Nest is all about. It's the protection from the fairs.
Yes, an interesting name. Yes, I thought about, what's the reason for the name?
That's exactly the concept what we are trying to put out. So the idea is that exhibition Pitti Bimbo is supporting and also protecting these brands to grow inside and find their way.
That's wonderful. It's in a way, it's like we discussed before, very much the kind of the company mission of Luna Media as well. To support children's fashion, starting with the new labels, giving them an exposure. We've just launched a new product, the Luna Lookbook, which allows small labels to present themselves in this lookbook, but in digitally as well, to show what they do. Just to have an exposure, which is so important because it's very hard to reach the right people at this stage cost efficiently, as we all know. So what's the next step? So you are here. You're very happy with the Nest.
Yes.
So does the Nest concept include that you follow those brands, that you are there for them up to a point, obviously, give them advice, or will they, after Pitti Bimbo closes its stores, will they be left alone? And what's happening then?
During the Pitti Bimbo, I'm also there for them, but afterwards, if they need my support, I'm always there for them. It's clear that when I work with some brands, I'm also there for them to their wishes afterwards. So if they need help or something didn't go or they have feedback, I'm very happy to hear it and to try to support as much as I can. And of course, I'm very interested to have long-lasting collaborations. This is my first and most important concept.
Yes.
Because it is better when you know the people and the brands and what they do and you know their stories and you go this path with them. But of course it's also nice to see that they open their wings and fly afterwards.
Yes.
It's nice to be in this point of the beginning.
Yeah, it must be fascinating. And will Pitti and you continue your bilateral cooperation? I.e., will there be something similar like the Nest in the summer edition?
This is the idea, yes.
That's the idea, yeah. Would be wonderful. Yeah, would be great. And coming back to the pop-up stores quickly, is it possible for these small, now pretty well selected labels which are here present in the Nest, to set up a pop-up store with your help somewhere? Is that it's a bit kind of a retail-related question. Is that something? Is that a good means to start a brand? To really not think about big retail at the beginning, but really focus on, let's say, 1-2 pop-up stores just to test the concept, to see how it goes down with the consumer.
The pop-up store is different because in the exhibition you have directly
Yes.
retails. The pop-up stores is directly the end consumer.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
it is in a way complementary to the
Yes.
It's also fitting together nicely. So for a brand, if they would like to have both approaches, I would say yes, if they can afford it. Because in the beginning, for some brands, it's always a question what they can do and what they can choose. So obviously, if they would like to choose one of the two, it depends on their story and their background.
Yes.
And somebody can suggest to them what to do.
Yes.
But I think pop-up stores are very useful in today's time because also of the situation in the market. Many stores are empty, so there is this market opening up in a way that it's the new market. So I suggest yes.
Yeah. So, but the pop-up stores you've done, they managed somehow to really get consumers excited and come there and shop. So you think it's a well proven concept which will keep existing, or will it actually grow? Do you think it's something that even the larger companies will employ more and more?
I think that the pop-up store is definitely growing. It's a market, it's a whole industry growing. There's the temporary renting, there is temporary people also working, there is a lot of space to grow. And I can only say that it's something maybe to look up to. In Germany at the beginning stages, it's in London and New York maybe even more advanced.
Yes.
But it's definitely something to do for creative people when they can also have their own spaces, non-stop rented.
Yeah.
So in this point it is a little bit difficult if a brand cannot open their own store, so they can try temporarily or advertise their online store, or this is something they can do quite nicely with my help and support.
Is it? But generally, the industry is quite open and open-minded towards this concept of pop-up stores. Or when you go, let's stick with Berlin. When you go, I guess you need some permission. You need to speak to someone who rents the space to you on a temporary basis. Are people open, or are they kind of it's not fast?
When I started, it was more difficult, definitely, because that time it was just the beginning stage in Berlin, so the people were also, what's the pop-up store? They were asking me, it was the favorite question I used to hear. But in today's time, there are many people working in this pop-up market. So there is Pop-up Berlin used to be, now it's called Pop-up, and they rent spaces.
Okay, yes.
Or this all over Germany, now they are. So they started in Berlin, but it grew all over Germany exactly for this reason, because there is a market for this.
Yes. And is it very much focused on big towns and cities, or can it happen even in a smaller kind of regional center?
Of course, and it can be really nice because people also don't have maybe so many innovative ideas, and they would learn it fast. So it is something that they would really like to attend, because it's also something new for them. It's something that they say, yes.
Okay. Fine. I think we are nearly there and coming to a close here. I think this is very interesting, and I thank you a lot for your time.
Thank you.
And I hope to be able to come and have a look at the Nest and all these labels. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much too.
Great.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you.